The ability to think critically and look a little bit deeper into things is something that's very underrated. It's much easier to think emotionally instead of rationally. Look at headlines instead of the full story. A good example of this is when people believe the Wall Street Journal headlines that stated that the world's biggest YouTuber was an anti-Semite and a racist. They didn't go watch PewDiePie's videos, they didn't go watch to see the video in question, they didn't see what context the joke was in, and a lot of people that weren't about to look any further into things now have the wrong idea about Felix. Or when everybody's complaining about a Muslim ban in the United States. Nobody actually looks into what the quote-unquote Muslim ban is and what it actually entails. One of my friends was complaining about how unconstitutional and racist it was, and I said, oh, have you looked into what it entails? And he said, well, it's a Muslim ban. It's actually not a Muslim ban at all. It's heavy vetting for people coming from select countries. It is not a ban on Muslims entering the country. And whether you agree with it or disagree with it, you can't argue that a lot of people just read headline, Trump initiates Muslim ban, and were instantly upset, instantly outraged. This happens in the Call of Duty community all the time. And especially now that there is a large anti-Call of Duty, anti-Activision movement. I say movement, but it's just a lot of angry people. I guess that could be a movement. There are a lot of YouTubers right now that almost exclusively make videos dissing on Call of Duty and Call of Duty developers and the publisher. Now, people are entitled to their opinions, and I'm the last person to tell people they can't rant about things they don't agree with. But because these people come off as speakers of truth, you have to wonder what kind of influence they have. And in my personal opinion, they've killed critical thought. Let's first look at keyword phrases. If you don't want to take the time to make a well-constructed argument or point, you don't want to explain your frustration or agitation, and you don't want to look any deeper into the subject, just apply a certain keyword to it. Like how all Trump supporters are Nazis. Oh, and then people that don't like Trump but aren't protesting are Nazis. Oh, people that don't like the protests are Nazis. The people that think that racist jokes are funny are Nazis. Why make a point when you can just slap a word on it? When I made my video about whether or not I should be mad that Modern Warfare Remastered is getting a $15 DLC, some people told me that I was getting scammed. Now, I don't know how old these people are, they might be younger children, they honestly don't know what the word scam means. But a company releasing a video game, Season Pass, and second video game, which would be Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare Remastered, and the Infinite Warfare Season Pass, and then 3 months later, releasing a $15 DLC for Modern Warfare Remastered is not a scam. You could argue that it's overpriced, and you could argue that it might divide the player base, which is actually a really good point. But no, it's not a greedy scam. It's not Activision being up to their old tricks. What a lot of these anti-Call of Duty YouTubers would like you to believe is that the publisher and all the developers are out to get to you, and they're out to lie to you. Let's talk about a point that a lot of these anti-Call of Duty YouTubers make, is that the developers lie. This really started when Infinity Ward said that Ghost was going to be using a new engine. Then turns out it's just the Call of Duty engine that's completely overhauled. Let's attack this from different angles. You have the Frostbite engine, and then Frostbite 2 and Frostbite 3. It's the same engine in different iterations, getting better and better. And this happens all the time. They use the same engine, but they overhaul graphics, they overhaul how motion works, they overhaul how lighting works, they overhaul how netcode works, or I should say how network interacts with the engine. Or you can talk about the fact that it's not really a lie if they say it's a new engine. And then they immediately say after that even before the game had launched, that it is the same engine that's completely redesigned. And calling somebody a liar and hanging on to that as a lie, even though they already explained themselves before the game even released, is, well, ridiculous. And I guess if you just want to be mad, and that's one thing you have to look for with these YouTubers, is they want to be mad. You have to ask yourselves, is that really worth getting mad about, or does this person just want to be pissed about something? Or does this person want me to be pissed about something? Which is a form of manipulation, not news. When you're just applying keywords to things like scam, or money whore, greedy, and you're just applying that, you create common consensus. People act like Activision is the most greedy company in the world, although most people don't understand how a third-party publisher works. Also the fact that this is not an Activision norm to charge money for DLCs or add microtransactions. If you haven't noticed, all big AAA developers and publishers have been doing this for a long time. A big thing that these anti-Call of Duty YouTubers do is they bring up Titanfall and Overwatch, and this makes me laugh. Now, Titanfall makes me laugh less than Overwatch, so let's talk about that first. Titanfall has free DLC, and you're never gonna be able to pay for an advantage. Well, sure, but the thing is, when your free DLC is one map from the first game in your franchise, and the second, free DLC is a map and a game mode, it's like, well, okay, these DLCs aren't very interesting. And maybe the reason Call of Duty and Battlefield charges $15 per pack is because you're getting 4 maps and extra stuff. Weapons, zombies, whatever it may be. Now, I do think there needs to be more free updates throughout AAA shooters. But bringing up games like Titanfall or Halo 5, for instance, where it's like, yeah, it's free, but is it that good? Is it that good of content? You get what you pay for, and when you don't pay anything, you don't get as much. So, I mean, ask yourself this and then answer down in the comment section below. Do you want free DLC? Or would you rather pay $15 for a pack of maps and weapons and supply drops and camos and an extra zombies map? What makes you happy? Cheap, shitty DLC or overpriced, really good DLC? Ask yourself that question and don't let anybody influence your answer. Critical thinking comes easy to people that sit quietly and ask themselves questions about things that actually bother them, so ask yourself about the DLC one. So like I said, the other great business model is Overwatch. Oh yes, my favorite business model is a game in 2015 that's supposed to be a free-to-play, or 2014? 13? I forget when Overwatch was announced. Maybe you guys let me know down in the comments, but it was announced as a free-to-play. It comes out on PC for $20, which is the same price as Counter-Strike Go, and they know if they charge $60 for it on PC, they won't have a player base on PC. And that's because players could go with Team Fortress 2, League of Legends, Smite, or Counter-Strike. So it's out for $20 on PC, and then it comes to console, and because console has no such games except for Smite and has kind of a dwindling player base on Xbox from what I've heard, they can get away with charging console players $60 for Overwatch. That's a lot of dollars for a $20 game that was originally supposed to be a free-to-play. But it became some sort of cultural phenomenon, so of course people on console aren't going to go buy a PC, they'd rather just spend the $60 to get it on their console, so that's great. Great business model. Yeah, all their updates are free, so that's awesome. The other things, no big deal. Their loot crates only have cosmetics, so they have a good business model. Then you have Battlefield 1, which is an anorexic, contentless game that people are starting to just give up on, charging you $50 for a premium pass. So let's just figure this out. It would be $110 for me to get Battlefield 1 and the premium pass. But it was $100 for me to get Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare Remastered, and their season pass. So that's interesting. Well, I guess that didn't take that much thought. I mean, I guess if I'm gonna just compare games all the time, I might as well, hey, Call of Duty Activision is better than EA, more pro-consumer than EA. They want to charge me $15 for a DLC? They have my blessing. I saved a ass ton of money on the season pass and Modern Warfare Remastered. Pay to win. Everybody says that Infinite Warfare is pay to win. Sorry, people that don't play Infinite Warfare and only live to capitalize on people's preemptive hate. I say preemptive because the hate started from the first campaign reveal, so that was cool. And all the YouTubers went, I'm not gonna make any money off this game. People are gonna think I'm a sellout if I play this game, because they're already pissed at it, so I better be pretty pissed at it too. So anyway, people are saying that Infinite Warfare is pay to win, but yet when I ask them what part of it's pay to win, they usually bring up the NV4 Flatline, which was like the first gun that I think Charlie Intel talked about, which is an assault rifle with infinite damage range. Pay to win's back, guys. It's the Obsidian Steed of Infinite Warfare. We're all fucked. Oh, it has a slower rate of fire, and therefore a slower time to kill. If you're pushing your NV4 out to the 5-shot kill range, I don't know how many maps you could actually do that on, but because of the faster rate of fire and the immense accuracy of the weapon, I don't think you're really going to have any trouble or need for a variant that, just shoots slower and has longer range. So basically, you're never going to find your 5-shot kill, or rarely ever going to find a 5-shot kill with the NV4. So the epic variant, the pay-to-win variant that has infinite damage range is, I don't know, not your problem. You're going to outgun it in mid-range, and, well, most of the gunfights in Infinite Warfare are mid to close range, so, I mean, you could think of it that way. And then there's the SMG that gives you back your health when you get a kill. Well, Exclusive Ace did testing on it, and it's really not as powerful as it seems. I did a live commentary with it back in the during the beta, and I found it to have a negligible effect. Also, Infinite Warfare took some of their supply drop only guns and put them in the depot so you can buy them with your in-game currency. So that's cool. We can kind of assume that all of the supply drop only weapons will like get rotated out and go into the salvage pile, and then rotate out and go into the salvage pile so you can buy them with salvage, which I think is really cool. Not to mention the weapons you get from prestiging and ranking up your mission teams. It's overall a really great system. And some of the complained about variants have been nerfed a lot. No, there's not much in the way of problems in my mind when it comes to Infinite Warfare's loot system. Of course, you don't have to enjoy the gameplay style, and if you don't like it, make whole videos about how you don't like it. So here's my point. You can dislike Call of Duty. You really can. But starting common consensus and throwing around vague keywords to describe exactly how you feel, oh, I don't like paying $15 for this DLC, so it's a scam. This guy said nice things about Call of Duty, so he's an Activision cocksucker. This guy doesn't like Battlefield 1, so he's a COD cocksucker. Or Infinite Warfare takes place in space, so it's basically Buzz Lightyear. Categorizing things and putting them in boxes and just stowing them away. Just making sure that that opinion never changes. Doesn't matter if the situation changes, doesn't matter if it's not as bad as you thought it was gonna be, you gotta stick by this hate. I'm all for negativity, I'm all for constructive criticism. But to all the anti-Call of Duty channels and pages out there, you are killing critical thought. By summarizing every Call of Duty YouTuber as an Activision sellout, by summarizing everybody that enjoys Infinite Warfare as 12 years old, by calling Infinite Warfare pay to win, you are showing to rational people that you completely lack critical thought. To the people that are actually enjoying Infinite Warfare and they're putting hours into it, they see how a lot of the stuff they've been hearing is completely false. Exclusive Ace can tell you this. Exclusive Ace is a Call of Duty YouTuber who's told me he gets numerous comments saying, everybody told me Infinite Warfare was this, and this, and then I went and played it, I found out none of these things were the case. What the hell? Hey, Infinite Warfare isn't half as bad as people said. Hey, this game isn't plagued with lag and bugs, it plays just fine actually. These weapons aren't pay to win, most of them are kind of useless, or they're just there to, give you a small bonus or help you complete a challenge. And what I should make clear is that this isn't a pro Infinite Warfare video, because Infinite Warfare is far from my favorite shooter and far from my favorite Call of Duty game. This is about thinking deeper. This is about expanding your mind a little bit. This is about stopping this trend of outrage, looking to be mad, looking to be triggered, and it being so painfully obvious when you're completely biased. Infinite Warfare is pay to win, and it's too focused on supply drops. But then, when Black Ops 3 released an M16 and supply drops, all of the Call of Duty YouTubers that are super against Infinite Warfare supply drop system, they're like, whoa, an M16 in Black Ops 3, that's amazing! It's not amazing, and it's clear that you're just trying to capitalize on hate. And again, I have nothing wrong with hate, but if you're gonna hate something, do it right. Do it in a way that's smart. And do it in a way that if I ask you why you're hating it, you can give me a long answer. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope it all made sense. I hope it was all coherent enough. I hope we think a little bit more about the YouTubers that we watch and ask ourselves, what is this person's agenda? And if you're asking what is my agenda, what my agenda is, it would be that I want you to think about every little thing that you see on this website. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you when I see you.